Morning everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to a new day. It is Monday morning, the 16th or 13th, 14th, yeah, 16th. It's 9:15 in the morning, and so I am at the vet, and so I told you guys I was taking yesterday off from everything, and I did, and I got a huge amount of sleep in the morning and did nothing all day, and it was relaxing. And then towards the nighttime, Patches vomited for the first time since we brought him in the house, and it wasn't a big vomit, it was just a spit, but there was a worm in it. So I'm glad I saw the worm, because it was coiled up, and yeah, so, and then later when he went to the litter box and he pooped, and went to take it out right away, changed all the litter, and there was a worm in there too. So I called the vet this morning. They wanted a stool sample before we would have to bring him in or anything. So that's where I'm at. I actually kept the worm. I put it in a Ziploc bag, and I put the poop in another bag. So I just dropped that off. So we'll find out tomorrow what it is. From what our experience, they look like roundworms. So hopefully it's just giving us a dewormer to take care of it. But other than that, other than the worm, he actually is acting normal. He's playing, he's eating, drinking, everything is normal. And then that happened last night. But even after doing that, he was playing in his normal self. So hopefully everything is okay. So if you can give a little prayer to Patches, we appreciate it. Yeah, so I'm gonna head home now. And yeah, it's been a long morning. So I got up at 4 o'clock in the morning, or was it, or something, 4 to 5 or something. And yeah, so it was a late night, early morning, and it's been off and on since. So I'm tired, yeah, but I just want to get this taken care of. Hopefully he's okay. But yeah, so I hope you all had a good weekend. I hate the parking at the vet office here. There's hardly any parking, and the only two good spots, I was lucky to get one of them. So alright, so I'm gonna turn you guys around, and I'm gonna head home now. See all these little drives, you get to see different parts of our area here, and all the little different roads I take to go here and there. Now I know years ago, like I mean, this is like back when we first got Blackie and Prissy and Stripey. Blackie had puked up, he was just a kitten, but he had vomited roundworms. We didn't know what worms they were at the time, but then of course we found out they were roundworms. But that was 17 to 18 years ago. And back then, they required you to bring the animal in right away. And at that time, they would like check them over, give them a dewormer. But they never did stool samples back then. So now, when you call the vet with something like this, instead of bringing in the animal, they require you to bring in a stool sample instead. Which I think is better, because if I brought in, let's say I brought Patches in, other, like if you feel his stomach, listen to his heart. Really, what are you going to see or know what's inside of him? So I totally agree with bringing in the stool sample first, so they can really find out what's in it and what kind of parasite it is. Now, if you recall, when we first brought Patches in, he had Giardia and a worm, which we treated, and he was fine all the while. And then this happened last night. So I just pray it's nothing serious, that we can just give him a dewormer. So when you have other animals, you should get them tested as well. Now, when Gypsy goes to the bathroom, when she goes poop, and I know this isn't a conversation everybody wants to hear, but if you own a fur baby, this is a reality for us, you know. So if you don't want to listen to it, you know, you could shut the video off. But when Gypsy goes, when I take her outside and goes poop, I actually check it all the time, no matter what, just for that purpose of knowing if something's wrong or not. I check it, you know, I give it a look over for blood, anything in it that she might have ate or something, any worms or anything like that. And I even look at her pee, just to make sure she's not peeing blood or anything like that, because I've seen it where dogs struggle to pee. Not that Gypsy does, she pees on command. But where the dog was just pissing blood. So with our fur babies, we just, all this goes through my mind, so I always want to check their stuff just to make sure everything's okay. So yeah. But yeah, I took Gypsy out this morning and her poop looked fine, her pee was fine. She hasn't vomited or anything, so, and not that I think she has something, I just, you know, I just look at the stuff. This is the life of a fur baby owner, that, you know, that we need to be doing to making sure that they're okay and catching it early if something is happening, or early enough as possible. So yeah, we went through this with roundworms with two of our kitties. Blackie, when he was a kitten, he's almost 18 now, and another one of our kitties that we brought in from outside years ago, his name was Pudgy, and he was a gray striped cat. He was the cutest little thing, a lot like Patches, a little demon. At times we call Patches Little Demon because the things he does. But Patches is much like Pudgy was. And Pudgy, when we brought him in, he was actually sick looking when we brought him in, and then he puked up worms. And of course we called the vet and got it taken care of. And then he never had it again. But unfortunately, we brought in him and his brother, which was Nosy, and unfortunately both of them had the incurable disease or virus of FIP. I had to honk the horn, a squirrel just sitting in the middle of the road just waiting for a car to come. So I just honked the horn to get him out of the road. But yeah, both of them had FIP, which is incurable, and it was only a matter of time before it took them both at a young age. That was very sad, heartbreaking. Alright, so we are home now. I will let you guys know what we find out. But they're sending the samples out for testing. And we won't find out anything till tomorrow. So, yeah. Alright guys, I'll catch up with you guys in a bit. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome to a new day. It is Tuesday afternoon, almost 1 o'clock, and as you can see down there, I am grilling out food again. So this time it's in the daylight, it's not as windy or not as cold, so it is like 32 degrees with a real feel of 27. A slight wind every now and again, but better conditions for me. It was much easier to light it up this time. So we are going to do the same thing, the beer. We're going to do I've got the beer and onions in the Hot Logic already. And last time we only did steaks, the restaurant steaks. But this time, because Glenn wanted to have like a fried steak with a fried hamburger on a roll. And I took out the steaks, and it's a 6-pack. And I remembered we still had brats in the freezer. So I figured, well, why don't we just do the beer brats and burgers? Makes it easier for meals. So we'll have it for lunch, for supper tonight, probably for lunch again, or actually even have a steak and eggs for breakfast tomorrow. And whatever we don't eat, we'll just freeze in the beer so we can reuse the beer. So yeah. So just got the fire going right now. So got a call from the vet, and it is roundworms, which we already knew just from our experience with our other cats years ago. So yeah, I just gotta, after I grill out and put them all in the beer and onions, I'll go pick up the dewormer from the vet and get him on his way. So he's been better. He hasn't thrown up in 2 days. But I've been making sure I keep after the litter box and stuff like that. And Gypsy's not allowed near the litter box. She is actually blocked off from that room, so she can not get to the litter. So that's a good thing. All right, so I'm gonna wait for this fire to finish up this charcoal, and I'll get cooking. So I'll also have some, I forgot to let you know, I'll have some friend mail to share with you. We got friend mail, and then we got a couple more beautiful Christmas cards, so I'll share that with you. And I also wanted to go over something I never went over, and it has to do with cutting costs. Because, you know, everybody's trying to cut costs wherever they can, and this is where the best place we could find to cut costs was in our home internet, our home Wi-Fi / phone service. So I'm going to go over that, and if it helps somebody cut their costs, great. But just to let you know how we're trying to cut costs down, I mean, we could probably pay for what we're doing right now, but if we can cut the costs down and put that money towards something else, you know, then why not? Or even just put it away as savings. But I don't know if some of you know, but Social Security just got a raise, a monthly raise. So Glenn's Social Security just went up. So what we do every time he gets a raise, if we're making it on what he's already making, so when he gets a raise, then we'll just take the amount of that raise and put it away. So it gives us a kind of emergency fund and things like that. So that's what we're going to do with that raise. So yeah, we were going to do that this month, but with Patches coming up with the worms and stuff, we had to pay $50 for the stool sample test, and then we'll have to pay for the dewormer as well. So, but yeah, starting in January, yeah, we want to start putting that money away again. We used to do it, and then as things came up, we used it, but we need to start doing that again to build up our emergency fund. So, all right, so yeah, I think friend mail, internet service, cost cutting, things like that. So yeah. Also, with the new year quickly approaching, and just going over what I want to do in 2025, just to, you know, make better videos or better content, as far as like budgeting and saving and things like that, cooking. I thought for my cooking videos, I know I did it a couple times and it was popular, is where I broke down cost of our meals and compared to if we would have went out to eat that food, what the cost difference would have been. So if you guys want to see more of that stuff, or if you have any ideas of what you want to see coming up in the new year, drop it down in the comments and give me some ideas. All right, so all right, I'm gonna get back to this. All right, everyone, so I'm done grilling now, and I put some in the Hot Logic with the beer and onions. I put half of the brats, half of the burgers in, and as we eat them, I'll put more in. So we haven't eaten lunch. I'm gonna go, I just took Gypsy out, and now I'm gonna go get the meds for Patches, and then when I come back, we'll eat lunch. So so I guess as I'm driving, I could tell you about how we cut back on our internet and mostly our internet bill, that the Wi-Fi that comes into our home. We pretty much, yeah, I'll just talk about it. All right, so let's get going.